Today, I'm picking rock. Wow, Jason,
And
that's
this is what just came in.
I don't need to do anything here?
No.
You sure?
Just
Do you want me to?
push
I can move things around a little bit? Because I don't know if you're close enough then. Is that one piece?
Oh, about another 45 minutes. And then the polishing starts.
I'm Sue DL, and I'm on a mission to remodel homes, people, and myself. I'll try anything and everything, at least once. So I've learned where stone comes from, but now I need to find out how a fabricator takes that stone and turns it into my kitchen countertop. So today, I'm picking rock. Hey Jason, I'm Sue, how are you?
Hello, Sue. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So you as the fabricator, you're going to teach me how to buy a big giant piece of stone and turn it into my kitchen countertop.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get started. We don't have a big showroom
Yep.
where we work. We like this to be our showroom, and this is one of 5 that we get to take our clients to.
Yeah.
And there's just a big variety. So really, if you don't like something here, we got other places we could go.
So if I'm the customer, what's the process? How does this all work?
Once we've made it to your house already,
Yep.
We've done a quote of accurate dimensions,
Okay.
and now it's time to pick some stone for your house.
Okay.
And why we're doing that is we have now exact dimensions, and you can see all these slabs here have the right sizes, or sizes that we can lay our templates on to make sure the job's right for you.
Okay.
Also too, I like the customers to come and bring a drawer front with them.
Yeah.
or
So
some
cabinet,
type of
piece of cabinet.
cabinet sample.
Yeah.
I got some colors here just for an example,
Okay.
and when you put them up against stone, you can really see the different colors in the
Yeah.
stone. And sometimes the darker ones, I've always been taught by some local designers to look at the small colors and not the big ones.
So the small little flecks more so in the stone, and then bring it out with the actual color of your
Actual
cabinetry. Wow, Jason,
And
that's
this is what just came in.
And with the light behind it
Yeah.
shining through,
So
it's blue.
it's blue. I
Yeah.
know, and we'll pass it a little bit later here, and it
Yeah.
won't look like this. And it's cheap art too.
Yeah, you're not
120
kidding.
million years old.
Yeah.
And we can hang this up. and
No one
backlight.
else is going to have the same piece of art. That's for sure.
No two are the same, exactly.
So, do we put marble in any room? We don't usually,
it
do we?
depends what type of person you are.
Yeah.
Right? We have done marble kitchens just because Martha Stewart has it, and you know they see these white kitchens, say, "Oh, I want that," but the
Yeah.
fact is, it doesn't really stand up real well.
Yeah.
And it scratches, it bleeds. You know, it'll etch. Rust gets on it, it'll soak in. Okay.
Red wine?
Red wine. Yeah, you gotta wipe up
Yeah.
right away. Even with our sealers on, it still won't
Really?
help it.
Okay,
But
so we don't generally put marble in a kitchen. We'd go with a granite.
yes.
And what about in bathrooms and that sort of thing? Can you use anything?
We that's where most of it goes
Yeah.
to actually is
Yeah.
in bathrooms. But interesting fact,
Yeah.
about 5 or 6 years ago, our service work went up a little bit, and people are getting etch marks on their countertops. And years ago, we could brush our teeth and have splatter on the countertop and wipe it up, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Now, when you're brushing your teeth and you get splatter, the acid in the whiteners is etching it a little bit
Oh,
more.
you're kidding.
Yeah.
And most every toothpaste has a whitener in it.
All right, Sue, so one more thing we really want to identify with the customer,
Yeah.
and this is super important, is we have a slab here, all right? Beautiful.
It
We
is.
can all agree on that, right? If you feel right here, that's all fill in there.
Okay, it's got a little bit of a different texture to
A
it.
little bit of
So
it.
that's that resin they've had to fill a natural, crevice in the stone.
Absolutely. Most of these slabs here, they only have like a thimbleful of resin inside the slab.
Yeah.
This one obviously would have more,
Yeah.
right? But again, it's a brand new one. No one's really ever seen it before.
Yeah.
And what they've done is just encapsulated this whole block before they slice it like a loaf of bread. You know, they even put granite around the edges.
To make it a little more sturdy
Yeah.
even.
And then they just pour this up and away it goes.
So is this going to be a less sturdy stone in your house?
Absolutely not.
Not.
Once it's laid down and it's flat,
Yeah.
and you get it there in one piece,
Yeah.
no issues at
Okay.
all. No
And
issues.
cutting through this kind of thing, still no issue at
No
all?
problem. No problem.
Just
Don't
people need to be aware that that is fill. That's
come touchy-feely
Yep.
yet, right?
It's got a little bit of a different texture, but the end.
They can never make a glue that's as hard as rock.
Right.
So it looks a little dull.
Okay.
These are called feldspars, and these parts are really hard. And I can't wait to work with it. We sold a few already.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go template now?
Let's go template.
All right.
Let's do it.
I love to color.
All right.
Do I need to use crayons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll try anything and everything, at least once. I've learned that you only get one shot at cutting the stone, so your fabricator better do it right. So now I'm going to go in and learn the art of templating.
Well, so here is a templating job like I was telling you about earlier, and I see Courtney's got a good handle on things.
Yeah.
It's just the way we like to do it. And basically what we're looking at here is just a big island, which we're going to
Very big island.
Yeah, which we're going to get to haul in soon.
And a whole lot of lines.
Whole lot of lines, and a lot of what these lines represent are overhangs. We like to do that because we like to polish the undersides of all our visible overhangs.
Okay.
In this particular house, there isn't a sunken living room or stairs coming up, but it's just one.
But if you had a view of that, or if someone after a good kitchen party is lying on the ground, they want to be looking up and seeing that this is just as nicely polished as the top,
Yeah,
right?
not-
Just kind of one of those finishing touches, I guess.
Yeah, that too, right? If people sit here,
Yeah.
everybody's kind of hanging around, and you would feel underneath. You want it to be
underneath.
nice and.
And what we've done here too is we've marked the overhangs really nice. I don't like to see door pulls sticking out. Like if you look down this line here, our overhang covers the handles, which is nice, right?
Okay, yep.
You know, it just
see what
all
you
lines
mean.
up. It's all lines, right? We also like to do marker sink boxes out, and we do it in a different color typically. Obviously, we match the center point up because we want that sink dead center.
Yep, that's
So
a big sink.
That's a big sink cavity, so most sinks will fit in there.
Okay.
All right, but we've also drawn a little line in here just to say this is void in here.
Meaning that's an empty space underneath.
Empty space in there.
And why is that important?
Well, if the customer picks a really large sink,
Yep.
there's going to be a room for a tap back
Okay.
there. If this was against the wall, you
Yeah.
run out of room. So we like to mark it. Another reason why we like to mark this out as much as we did is sometimes the granites come in 2 centimeter thick, and if we build it up to a 4 centimeter edge or 1.5 inches, we just want to put our plywood supports everywhere where there's a gable.
So where these lines are, we know there's a support. We can see it underneath on the built into the countertop. So
Yeah.
you put your plywood there,
Yeah,
and then the countertop on top.
yeah. We don't want to use a full sheet of plywood because it would have uneven forces on
I
it.
didn't even realize that there was plywood under the countertop, but I guess that makes sense. There's-
On that granite.
Yeah.
Most of the granites though we're using today are straight 3 centimeter thick.
And you don't need to put?
No plywood.
Okay.
No plywood at all. But the best thing about this is a lot of times the sinks aren't on site. So when the sinks get delivered to us, we can check the sink, make sure it fits, and if it doesn't fit, you can make a phone call and we're not delaying any part of the job. All right, Sue. Well, I got Courtney here, and we got a little piece here that has a little bunch of different scenarios.
Hey, Courtney.
Hi. So
Nice to meet you.
I'll let Courtney show you what he does best.
All right, Courtney, do you have anything I can wreck?
Absolutely, we'll erect this one and then I'll remake it when
Okay,
you're done.
that sounds just about right.
Deal. Okay. Well, as you can see, Sue, none of the walls are actually straight or square.
Yeah.
It really has nothing to do with the carpenters, the drywallers. It's just
That's
a
typical,
tactical. It's not huge, but in the world of granite, it makes a difference. So what we do is we just run our marker along here. That takes the shape of the wall.
Okay.
And then we'll flip it out. Hold the blade. And don't cut yourself.
I'll let you do that part.
I'll do this part.
Okay.
So there we have it there.
Okay.
It's tight on the wall.
Yep.
And then we can just mark our overhangs from there.
Because if you didn't do it that way, right, and you just took the measurements, you wouldn't be able to take into account the fact that that's
Not straight.
Straight.
And you never know what's going to be on here. I mean, we hope that there's going to be 3/8 tile and to cover any deficiency. But
right, but just in case.
Who knows what's going on?
And then all you do is do your little markings and you're good to go?
Yeah. So we know that this is going to be 1.25 inches, and it's going to go 1.25 inches off of there. Okay. So
So you're just going 1.25 inches from the edge of the cabinet out?
that's right.
Yep. So,
And that's it. Here's your
beauty.
piece.
Then there's your countertop.
Take it in and check it out.
All right, let's go have a look, make sure your measurements were right. Courtney, we're a great team.
Hey, we did it. Not bad.
Nice work.
So that will then go back, and that's.
The template,
That's
just cut a
the
piece.
exact size that your countertop will be.
So Courtney, talk to me about why this is so important. It's not just for ease of the next guy, as you said, and to make sure that it's all done right, but there are probably
Issues with the back wall.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we want it perfect. We can just take a measurement, take the biggest measurement, cut a straight line, come in, ram it into the drywall,
Yeah.
cut it, cut the drywall. You know, we might cut a vapor barrier, and then we might have a wrong overhang here and there. This way, it's perfect. It's the pieces that were meant for this particular space in this cabinet.
So no shortcuts, no damage done.
No short.
Everything is perfect. You could pick the countertop off and everything would still be pristine, right?
Betcha.
Yeah, very important.
All right, Sue, we're all templated up.
Yeah.
Let's get this back to the shop
All right.
and cut and fabricate it.
done.
We've
got a straight shot through the house, so
Hey.
it should be no problem getting this baby back in.
Never would have thought of that. If the template fits out, then the new piece will fit right in.
Right back in,
Perfect.
for
What if
sure.
it doesn't fit through the front door?
Well, if it doesn't fit through the front door, we got to make other arrangements, and that's sometimes just how it goes.
All right. Well, when we come back, do I carry this back in by myself the same way?
I'd like to see that. You can try.
I'm very strong, Jason.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll try anything and everything, at least once. We looked at a lot of stone options, we've templated, and now it's time to go cut some stone. Hi, Jason, how are you?
Good. Hello,
to see you
Sue.
again.
Good to see you too.
So,
Welcome to our fabrication facility.
I love it. Now, explain to me what exactly does fabrication mean, because I've fabricated a lot of good stories in my time, but I think this is slightly different.
Yeah, no, this is just basically where we process all the granite.
Okay, so this is where we mark it, we cut it.
the dirty part.
I like the
dirt-
dirty.
the
I
dirt-
like the
the
dirty
dirty
job.
part.
So this is a countertop,
Yes.
and you've placed it on the stone where you know it looks absolutely beautiful
It
underneath.
looks beautiful.
Ta-da!
Yeah, ta-da.
No no marks, no scratches like this one that you showed there.
No.
So you want to avoid that when you place your templates, right?
Absolutely. Sometimes we get caught off guard, and sometimes the customers like a little bit, not so much scratches, but different inclusions and stuff that
Yep.
may be in the stone.
Sometimes that's what makes the stone so different, right?
Absolutely. But
Okay.
we, again, like to show the customers that they have their choice, right? And no surprises, because once it gets cut, it's pretty much done. After this stage is done, it's all signed off.
Yeah.
Customer's happy with it. It's going to be going over to our saw over here.
Oh, a
and
saw.
we're going to start cutting.
Do I get to cut?
You get to cut. Here we are at our saw here.
Okay.
Ben's just doing the final check on some of the details that we went over yesterday with another customer.
Hi, Ben.
And basically what Ben's doing now too, even though we went over all the imperfections in this slab, you can see there's a lot of fill in here.
Yep.
Ben's just doing a double check on everything, make
Okay.
sure it's 100%.
And he's tracing out now the template.
The template, yeah, he's just verifying everything.
So that will come off, and then he can see where he's going to saw and cut.
Saw and cut, exactly. And we
Okay.
can,
So what's seam mean?
so the seam is where another piece is going to be joining to this piece.
Okay, so
all right?
seam up, that'll be.
It'll be butted. So, and why we chose this length is because one, there's not going to be another seam in the corner.
Okay.
It's going to be right in the middle of the top.
Yep.
This is slab number 16
You see it written on the side
on the
there.
side. So we have slab 17, which is book matched to this, and you can see there's a bit of a grain pattern going this way.
Yep.
So this piece is going to have a bit of a grain pattern going this way. So when we get those two pieces together, it's going to be very close.
So you know you always buy the two pieces that were cut. from that,
Preferably, for
right?
sure.
Because then they'll all match up nicely when you put it together.
Absolutely,
Makes sense.
absolutely.
Ben, are you ready for me to run that saw?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You look scared.
like
And
fun?
you should be. I don't need to do anything here?
No,
You sure?
you just
You want me
push
to?
what- you just-
I can move things around a little bit? Because I don't know if you're close enough, Ben. I
Okay.
would be a little closer if I
So-
were doing it.
So, first of all, push the arbor.
Arbor start.
Yes. Okay. So now the saw is running.
Okay.
Now, push this button, maintain stop,
Maintain stop.
and then you want to go down.
Down.
See the saw. So now you're going to move toward.
Yep.
So now we'll start cutting. And then this machine has its sensors.
Yep.
So when it's done doing the cutting, when it reaches the limit, it will stop.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So when it gets there, now you shut it off.
Okay.
Arbor stop.
And are we there?
Yeah. There you go. So now, then you're going to move on to your next cut.
Okay.
Right?
Makes sense.
All right. Well, Sue, this is the dirty room.
Oh, I like the dirty room.
This is the dirty room. So, well, what we're looking at here is the underside of an island.
Okay.
And you notice all the fiberglass mesh on there?
Yeah.
So we want to take all that off.
Really?
Yep,
Can
absolutely.
you just peel it?
Try. It's on there pretty good. It's holding
very
it's
well.
holding the stone a little bit together
Yeah.
for sure, and it's keeping the stone nice and flat too. But when people sit at their islands and they're feeling underneath, we want that to feel nice and smooth.
Yeah, because that's not
No,
nice.
it's not nice, and you can see how the mud dust has collected on there. We'll never get this clean,
Yeah.
right? So what we're gonna do is Dylan's gonna show you how to get this stuff off.
Is it common practice to take this off?
Not everyone does it for
Yeah.
sure, but we always do it. It's just our standard.
What are you doing to me? That is the worst job ever. I thought it would take like no time flat.
No,
I'm dirty.
Yeah.
It takes, and I'm not even nearly done.
I'm gonna send you right back in there.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anymore. It's too dirty.
We got a rod to put in yet, where we put stainless steel rods around all our sinks, so.
But I have to get that off first.
Yeah.
How long is that going to take me to do that one piece?
Oh, about another 45 minutes. And then the polishing starts.
I'll try anything and everything, at least once.
All right, Sue, so we did a little bit of grinding on the mesh on the underside.
I know, and I still have a lot more work to do. I know.
Still a little bit to go for sure. So on this particular island as well, we got a little prep sink here.
Okay.
So what we do next is we mark out for a steel rod in here. And what that does is strengthen the stone.
Because the sink will be here.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of work that gets done at the front, so this is just to, you know, if you're leaning or whatever, it just makes it a little more sturdy.
Yeah, even getting the island into the house, it helps a lot on strength.
Okay.
So, and it's a very simple process. It's not nearly as time consuming as polishing of the underside. So we're just gonna have a grinder here, and it's a little bit wider. And of course we don't want to go to the surface of the stone. So we just do a 1/4 by 1/4 inch groove on the underside of the granite, and then we'll be putting a stainless steel rod in there. And then over top of that rod, we'll encapsulate that in epoxy, and that rod with these ribs just keeps it nice and strong.
Makes sense. Okay.
So-
And am I doing this?
You're gonna get it dirty one more time.
And I'm gonna cut?
You're gonna cut.
And what happens if I cut too far?
We gotta cut a new piece, and I gotta buy a new slab. Well, Sue, does this piece look familiar?
It does. That's that template that I did at that kitchen. That was the little corner piece of countertop, right?
Absolutely. So you did the scribe on the back,
Yep.
right? So when it comes to this room here now, we make sure that scribe's perfect, and our detail edges are all polished up
So
nice.
these are the ones that we'll see. So
Yep.
they're all rounded and polished and look beautiful. That one's going up against the wall, and it's that wonky cut.
Yeah,
And then this one, gable, so that's going up against the actual,
wood gable part.
the wood
Yeah.
cabinets. But where's that big giant piece of countertop that we templated?
The one you're lifting in by yourself?
Yeah, the one I'm gonna carry in.
Yeah, it's over here.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
show it to you. All right, Sue, so up here, you can see we got our stainless steel rod in there.
Yep.
And the epoxy has encapsulated the whole thing. And with those little ribs, it just takes all the tension out of there, because this is the part where it's gonna break
It'll
if it's
crack
gonna
here.
break. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a real weak part of the stone.
And nice and smooth here for the overhang of the breakfast bar. So when
Yeah.
you feel it underneath, feels nice.
Feels real nice, yeah. It's not quite polished like a surface, obviously,
Yep.
but it's
But it
nice
feels
to
nice
touch.
to the hand.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right.
Semi, I'll get this.
Okay, yeah, eat your Wheaties.
I've learned fabricating stone is definitely a process. From going in and choosing from thousands of types and pieces of stone, whether it be marble or granite or quartz or so many other options out there as well, to the templating, which is so important that the details are all done right, that when we get to the cutting phase, everything is so extremely precise. You have to check and double check and then check it all again so that when we're ready to install, it fits like a glove.
You got that, Sue. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. You want to go your end?
Good cut technique.
Wash the cabinet. Beautiful, Sue.
Look at that.
See,
Fits
nice tight
perfect.
fit. And when I come to job sites and make sure everything's good, I'll always go here, this point here, make sure this point's nice and tight. Then all we're gonna do is put a nice piece of silicone there,
It'll
and it'll
fit.
finish it off really nice.
It's perfect.
So all our overhangs are perfect.
The
Polish on
beauty,
other
the
side.
beauty of templating, right?
Beauty of
Obviously,
templating.
everything that you said is 100% true. You actually make that little corner, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, has to fit.
You guys know what you're doing.
You betcha.
I think it's really key that people understand there are really small things that add up to a really good job in the end.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, those details we always talk about, right?
Absolutely.
No, we enjoyed having you around for sure. It's
Thanks.
fun.
Can I come back and work with you guys too if I ever lose my job?
Absolutely, I'll hire you in a heartbeat.
Oh, deal. Okay, I'm in. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Jason.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
This has been an amazing experience. I've learned how vitally important it is to scribe and to template the stone beforehand to make sure that when it gets fabricated, that it goes in and fits absolutely perfectly on the job site. And the fabricators, they only get one chance at it. Once the stone is cut, the stone is cut. So they need to make sure that they've done it 100% perfectly the first time around. Also hugely important is your relationship with the fabricator. You need to be included and be a part of the process from start to finish. It's very important that you feel like you have had your say. When all is said and done, it's your home and you should be happy with it in the end. I've learned fabricating stone is a very, very something or else other suckamacamac.
Yeah,
not it?
probably not. No, just get it back as far as you can.
Okay.
And put your finger on top
Okay.
and just aim a little bit higher and away you go.
And then we'll fake it.
Try and- There you go.
Myself in the
This is awesome. Beautiful.
Right on.
I'm not working in these conditions, forget it.
For more information on this episode and stone fabrication, visit facebook.com/remodelitwithher.